Hello, I'm glad you're back with me for another video. And this video is about the Ace of Cups. My last video, I did the Ace of Wands and I corresponded it to Aaron's rod. This video is about Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups corresponds for me in the Bible to the Bronze Laver. Now, if you don't know what the Bronze Laver is, I'm going to show you what it is, and I'm going to explain it to you. This right here is the Bronze Laver, and this belonged inside of the tabernacle. This picture here is of the tabernacle, and as you see, there is white linen all around the rectangle. Everything inside of that white perimeter, that white linen, is holy. And then when you go into the tent part inside of the white perimeter, that's the holy place, and in the back of that is the Holy of Holies. Now, what I was talking about that corresponds to the Ace of Cups to me is the Bronze Laver, and the Bronze Laver is within the perimeter of the tabernacle. As you see, when you first come inside the tabernacle, you have the brazen altar, and that is the square thing, and it has like 4 horns on each side of the square. But once you come to the brazen altar, after the brazen altar, you come to the brazen laver, or the Bronze Laver, and it looks just like the cup. And when you read about it in the Bible, it gives the dimensions to every single piece of furniture within that white linen and inside of the tent part. It gives all the dimensions on all of the furniture in the tabernacle except for the Bronze Laver. If you look in the Bible, they have all the dimensions of every single one of the 7 furnishings except for the laver. So when you look up the laver, a lot of people make the laver however they want, because you really don't know. You don't know how big it was or how small it was. You don't know. All you know is that it was a bronze laver. And the way you know it was a bronze laver is because in the story of Exodus, when the Israelites left Egypt after the plagues, the Egyptians were so scared, and they had been through all of that. The firstborn of every family, the son died. Plus all of the boils and the plagues and all that. But when the Israelites left Egypt, anything they asked of the Egyptians, they gave them. So they gave them a lot of stuff. They gave them gold. They gave them whatever you could probably think of back in them days that they would need on their trip, And so they got gold and all of that. Everything that they made in the temple, or the tabernacle, came from the Egyptians. So when they made the Bronze Laver was made out of the mirrors from the Israelite women. So the Israelite women got bronze mirrors from the Egyptians, and when they got into the desert and they were making all of the furnishings. They took those bronze mirrors and they gave them to Moses to make the laver. And you have to understand that the bronze mirrors weren't like our mirrors now. It was like shiny surfaces that were polished, so you can see a reflection. So you can just think of this bronze mirror laver, you know, and it's so wonderful, actually, that the Israelite women that congregated in the front of the tabernacle offered up their mirrors. Mirrors represent vanity, being able to look at yourself. It had to take a lot of mirrors to make that water laver. The laver was filled with water to wash the hands and the feet of the Levite priests before they entered the holy place and the Holy of Holies. It says in the Bible that if they did not wash their hands and their feet in that water, they would die. The water that was used in the bronze laver was special water. The water came from a rock that Moses had to hit. It was called the smitten rock. And it's from Exodus 17:5-6. Here is Exodus 17, starting at 1. And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin. After their journeys, according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim, and there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses, and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water. And the people murmured against Moses, and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt, to kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel, and thy rod wherewith thou smotest the river, take in thine hand, and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Massa, and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not? Exodus 30:17. The Lord said to Moses, You shall also make a laver of bronze, with its base of bronze for washing, and you shall put it between the tent of meeting and the altar, and you shall put water in it, with which Aaron and his sons shall wash their hands and their feet. When they go into the tent of meeting, or when they come near the altar to minister to burnt and offering by fire to the Lord, they shall wash with water, lest they die. They shall wash their hands and their feet, lest they die. It shall be a statute forever to them, even to him and to his descendants throughout their generations. So I wanted to read that to you, those two, so you can understand about the bronze laver and the water in it. And that's where the high priests would wash their hands and their feet before they would be able to go into the Holy of Holies, or the holy place, and also when they would do the sacrifices. So I also want to tell you where the special water came from that was put into the bronze laver, and that was the rock, the smitten rock. Now I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to make another video, part 2. So if you can stick with me, I'll be able to make a conclusion and and you know, put it all together so you can understand the Ace of Cups.